It's early in the morning and we're heading back home to the Florida Fixer. We've been with family this whole time, so we've been out of the path of Ian, and we're excited to get back and see how things turned out. Just entered the city of Venice, so we're heading toward the island where we live. Crossing the Venice Bridge onto the island where our home is.
Yeah, that's live oaks.
Yeah, so I don't see any of our trees down or any branches other than branches from.
Oh, look at the hedges to the head.
Oh yeah,
Dave's
not
gonna be
ours,
happy about
neighbors,
that.
but. And it looks like the Smart made it. See if there's any pings or dings on it, but it looks good from here. And there is the car.
The little Prius that could.
Yeah, and our roof made it. Okay, we're back at the Florida Fixer. Let's see what Ian left for us. First off, how is the Smart Woodshop doing? I don't see any new dents. I had a couple from before. That's not new. The garage, I put those plywood over the windows. They're fine. This, what it looks like blowing here in the yard, we've been having this rock removed, so this is just how we left it. I mean, there's a little debris, but not bad. That limb there is not ours. That's from probably across the street. Again, our palms, I haven't seen any plant damage. We had a pot blow over, not a big deal. I was concerned about that garage door, and it looks fine.
The grass is really got blown, but that's fine.
And looking at the roof, it's good to have a metal roof. It looks intact, and the flat roof too. Probably the most vulnerable part of the house.
I think that tree is...
Oh yeah. Okay, so that tree is it blew back. So
we'll need to cut that down.
it blew, but it's not touching the house.
It's not?
Nope. So it just kind of got pushed, but we'll still have to take it down because I don't think we can straighten that out. Okay, back here, because this is a low spot in the house, so used to be a porch that was closed in, and we're gonna be completely rebuilding this higher up. But I had hand dug a trench around here just so that this low point, if we had a lot of water, mostly coming off the roof, and then I dug a trench out there, or a hole, and it got debris collected in it, but that just gave water a place to go. So that looks like it did just fine. Again, some debris in the yard. Looks like it's just blown in, not our stuff. And we left the wheelbarrow out and the ladder out, and they're fine. All the other doors have been replaced with impact. This old door is gonna, again, this room's being replaced, so I didn't do this. I'm surprised this didn't get, something happened to it, but it's fine. Looks like we did lose fence. So it looks like the post blew down, broke off, and the rest of the fence looks pretty, it looks like the whole fence is gonna have to come down and be replaced. It's an older fence, so not a big deal. The neighbor's yard, this is their pool, and they did, looks like their pool did okay. They lost fence. They lost fence as well. And then this fence along the side yard here, that actually belongs to the neighbor there. It's not ours, but that fence is gone. The, you know, they may be able to salvage some of the wood, but you can see the posts are bent back. So it's gonna have to be completely taken down and either left down or replaced. Power, we went underground, so that's great. The conduit there was left there, so that's as we left it. And our air conditioning looks good. We have no power. We don't know when we're going to get power back, so there's no way to test that stuff. But again, our stuff's all underground, so it's the power being down is from somewhere away from here. The church across the street, it looked like they had a lot of tree damage, but it'll be good. They get it all cleaned up. I think the city is coming tomorrow, and they're supposed to have everything stacked, and they're going to come by with trucks and grab all this stuff. So I noticed when we were coming into town, there's a lot of piles like this, and I think the city's going to come and just pick it up. So tomorrow should start looking a lot cleaner around here. But again, we don't have that much to clean up, really. I mean, we were expecting a lot worse. Under our little carport here, looks like we had a lot of wind blow our shell driveway in. Not a big deal. And yeah, it looks like we ordered a piece of furniture and that was delivered at some point in time. Outdoor shower. And I used the old air conditioner pad and bolted it to that. So the pad did fine, but it looks like the bolts just ripped out. And I'll have to see if that thing can be salvaged. Door I just installed a few days before impact.
I don't smell anything.
And of course our refrigerator and freezer full of stuff. We're not going to open those right now. It's been without power for about 5 days. So that will be a loss, the food, but we kind of expected that. So I am right here. I'm not seeing any evidence that there's any water intrusion from the roof or blowing in sideways. You know, and considering we had air conditioning hasn't been on in here for 5-6 days, it's not that bad. I'm glad the temperature's down a bit. And then up in here, we look good. Everything is piled up in here because anything we had out at this low, this is that where I keep my office, my desk, and our sunroom. And this is the one where we're going to, you saw that trench outside. I'm going to tear these walls down. And then this floor, we're gonna pour it up to match this floor here. So because it, plus this slopes, so we were concerned that if we got water in the house, that this would be where it was. So that stuff we left, it was fine, stuff on wheels and plastic. So water would have to come up really high to damage any of that. But I moved my desk and a couple other things. We rolled the rug back. So this was all just preemptive that we did so that if water did get in the house from the ground, that it would have to come up pretty high to impact anything. We are in a non-flood zone. We're in a green area on the map, so we don't even hit the evacuation map at all. It starts down at red and then orange and then yellow and then green, and we're in green. When we shop for our house here in Southwest Florida, particularly Venice, we made sure that we only looked at houses in non-flood zones. So in fact, flood insurance for this house is only $400 a year. So that'll give you an idea that there's just not much risk of that. So if we got water damage, it would have mostly been from the blowing rains getting into places that they don't normally get into, just normal rains. There's that beautiful bathroom you guys all saw us remodel. Looks great. The 5-gallon buckets there are water. We had grabbed those and filled them up. Not sure at the time what water was going to do. We were going to use that to flush toilets and maybe do sponge baths and stuff. Not potable because we didn't clean the buckets for that. But water's running fine here and it doesn't need to be boiled. So we've got water pressure. And we only lost water for a bit, like a day or something, and that was just because they turned it off preemptively. We were not here, but we were being notified of things like that. So yeah, I'm looking around the ceiling. I'm not seeing any, like staining, water staining or anything like that. These are those double closet doors that you saw the video. I did them a while back, but I just put the video up. You can see I trimmed them, but still haven't painted them. I gotta get going here. Finish up some things. Another room that we completely finished up. Of course, we put on all this luxury vinyl, and had we gotten water up this high, then that would have been ruined. And of course, all the vinyl stored under the 2 beds to do the rest of the house would have been damaged. But again, no water infiltration here. I don't know how well the light's going to do since we don't have power to turn on lights. Yeah, we're looking good. And the last space is the other bathroom. And again, and another 5-gallon bucket in here again, because we had the toilet and we just weren't sure what to expect. We had a bunch of potable water too in different containers. So we were covered, plenty of food. Well, I think our insurance company is going to be really happy. They contacted us and asked us if we had any damage. We said we were away and didn't think so, but we weren't sure. They were going to send their people by to take a look. I'm sure they've done that already. But they're not going to get a claim from us, so they will be happy that at least one house that they're insuring, Ian didn't cost them any money. Smart Woodshop family, that's the Ian update to the Florida Fixer. As you can see, we did okay. A lot of other people didn't, and I hope that they're able to recover from this quickly. Obviously, we're without power. It'd be really nice to get power back, as soon as possible, but, that's a pretty minor inconvenience considering that, we don't have a house that's been destroyed that we have to try to deal with. So we feel very, very fortunate. I want to thank all of the Smart Woodshop family that's in the comments and in emails. We're concerned. We're worried about us. We appreciate that. We're gonna stay, and we just decided it was too big of a risk, and we took off. Fortunately, we had family here in Florida that were out of the path of Ian, so we were able to go there and hunker down with them. Got a little wind there, but it probably was maybe, 25, 30 miles an hour at worst. Never lost power. So we have not been suffering at all. We have not been put out at all, other than the concerns. And again, obviously waiting on power will, be an issue, but something we can deal with. So I think now we're going to get on to cleaning up the yard, just so we don't have much, but I want to get it piled up so that when the city comes tomorrow to do their pickup, that, that stuff will be hauled away. We'll worry about the fence later. Probably be having that stuff piled and hauled off as well. So I will keep informing the Smart Woodshop family how we're doing as we move on, but I just wanted to get this one out and give you a tour so you could see it with your own eyes. I know when you don't live in an area and you see the stuff on the news tends to show you just the absolute worst. I mean, that's their job, but I do know the drama. That's, people look at that. If they go around and show you, a house like ours that's not damaged, that's not newsworthy. So, I think that there's a lot more people in Florida that were not impacted by Ian than were. But the ones that were, our heart really goes out to them. I mean, down south of us in Fort Myers. And if you, Smart Woodshop family, know that I'm a big TSO guy and they're one of our supporters, just because I, love their equipment. Their base is Fort Myers. So I'm gonna, I know that they got out of there and they're not back. So it's probably a long time before they do. Fortunately, the manufacturing they do up in the north, central north, not in Florida, but way up north. So, manufacturing and distribution will be from up there. It's just the ownership and design and stuff are down here. So that'll be a bit before they're back to that. They may have to relocate that to keep making those wonderful tools that we have come to love and appreciate. But, we do send out our concern to TSO, to Hans and Eric and Noah and all those guys that, hey, we kind of understand, we were fortunate, but it could have been a little bit north and then we would have been the ones impacted. Thanks for dropping into the Smart Woodshop. You stay safe and have a great day.